What teams are working? What teams are not working? You want to know? I got the info. Let's go. What's up, guys? MtgJedi here. Good morning. How you doing? And we're talking hard mode dungeons today. I want to talk to you about the teams that are working, the teams that are not working, and basically just show you my teams for these hard mode dungeons. I've put a lot of effort into it recently, and I wanted to show you where I'm at, okay? There's a spider tournament going on right now, so let's go ahead and start off with spider, okay? I think the best thing you can be doing is Royal Guard in this dungeon, because it's very, very consistent. You can still use Mithrala, but you can also use Arbiter in this spot. I use Venus. There's no real reason other than she's fast. I think that you could easily use your Lydia here, but someone with decreased defense and weaken is very good, and then a reset champion. This is still the same dungeon. The only difference is Hex is not bugged anymore. Double hits are not bugged, and so you should be able to come in here and in a quick amount of time be able to take this down. I average around 35 seconds on this dungeon, and as far as I know, it's 100%. Now, you do want somebody to go first before your decreased defense and weaken champion. And you can see here that Mithrala goes second, or really third. Okay, Kymar goes first, then Venus goes second, Mithrala goes third. You want all of those champions to go before the Royal Guards. One Royal Guard sleeping is totally fine. That's what the other one is for, so that you can easily clear this, okay? That's why I like two champions in here for this ability, okay? Because you need two champions. One of them's going to be asleep. Otherwise, you can try to bring a block debuff champion. You can try to bring your Duchess, for example, or Brogni. Anybody like that would be fine. I've seen plenty of teams like that be successful. I like the two Royal Guards because it's much easier, okay? I think it's easier to do everything with, right? So here are the stats on the Royal Guard. I don't think the sets are particularly important for these champions. I have not found that to be true. You're going to have one slower Royal Guard and one faster Royal Guard. You want one to go above 250 speed and one to go below it, because you don't need both of those two champions going before the spider. You do need your decreased defense and weaken champion to go before the spider, so above 250. Same thing here, above 250. And then, like, easily, your reset, if you have Kymar, he's going to be above 250. If you're doing Renegade, though, I haven't seen a team with that work. So, like, Kymar or Yumiko would probably be your best bet, but I'm sure you can get it to work with Renegade. I just haven't personally done work with that yet. Okay, so that's the team there. The next dungeon up is going to be Dragon, okay? And for Dragon, you're going to have a lot of options, especially for the lower stages. When you get to stage 10 specifically, oh man, I feel like it's just a little bit challenging. I could not do this without Duchess, okay? I really couldn't. But I'm just going to show you my team because a lot of people do have Duchess. You might be able to put Pythion in this spot. I think he could be reasonable. Or somebody that is going to, like, mitigate the damage for you would need to be in this spot. It's possible like a Vogoth in the last spot would work. I just haven't seen that. So this is the team that I use. The nice thing is your specific damage dealer, like Theodore, does not really matter. And if you have a different reset champion, your time will be slower, but it will still work. Okay, we have Yumiko here because she's OP on this boss. And Tio is one of the options. You can use Ninja, you can use a lot of different people here in Tio's spot. And I didn't really find a big difference in damage. If you guys know of a better damage dealer that makes this run faster, please let me know in the comments below. And of course, let me know what your teams are. As you can see there, Yumiko throwing back all of the debuffs with her passive, which is super busted. If you don't have Yumiko, you might want another cleanser in here to be able to keep your team healed. Mithralo works great. Bad L is very good. He can go in that TO spot, cleanse them, and be your damage dealer. So there's a lot of great champions that can slot into this strategy. It does not matter if your Seer dies here. That's to be expected. And this is, around a minute 30 pretty consistently. Once in a while, depending on how many poisons get up here, you'll get down closer to that 1 minute mark. I think like 111 or 113 is my best time, and that just is a matter of RNG, okay? But you can see here, we're never in danger of dying because we're throwing those poisons back. I know a lot of people do use some other champions to throw the poisons back, and there are other options as well. This is just the team that I use, okay? And it is very consistent. I don't think I've ever seen this fail. My spider team did fail this morning, but it's because I stole a piece of gear. So other than stealing gear, it's pretty consistent times. Pretty consistent teams. So let's take a look at the speeds here on hard 10. And we have my normal Duchess build that I use in every area of the game, and she's in regen with over 250 speed, as much HP as we can get, and as much resistance as we can get. Lydia, I think it's important to open on the A3 on the boss. Other than that, it's pretty, logical on what all of these presets would be. But you can see, again, she's over 250. My Seer, nowhere near 250. She doesn't need to be, okay? She just needs to be your normal wave clearing Seer. TO is nice to be over 250. I do have some resistance and accuracy on him. Maybe his accuracy is a little bit too low. Let me know what you think about this build of TO. And then the Yumiko build, you want her to open on the Hex on the boss. And other than that, she's just going to reset, throw all those poisons back, etc. The speeds on all of these teams are not set in stone. You have a lot of wiggle room here. So don't think oh, his Yumiko was that speed, I need to make it that speed also. Okay, I backed out for some reason. My Ice Golem team here, I actually really love this. It was a really great excuse to use Kyoku and Dreng. If you guys want a dedicated video on this team, please let me know, because I'm loving it, okay? Now, we're going to use the same type of Seer wave clear, and then when we get to the boss, they're going to die, which is really, really good. Now, I will show you, I'll pull up the build for Dreng and Kyoku here, because that is a little bit important to the team. And you can see we got a little bit unlucky on RNG there on this wave. That would be easily solved if I put somebody in a shield set. Do not want to do that, so I'm not going to. Now here, why isn't Seer clearing the wave? Okay, there we go. So what you want is everyone to die. And I'll be 100% honest with you, sometimes Dreng also dies, but in those cases, Kyoku's been able to solo the boss. It just takes a couple minutes longer. So as far as I've seen, this is a 100% team, and it will get even more consistent and more speedy when I can get a little bit better gear on Dreng. I would say these are minimum requirements for Dreng, and Kyoku's been just amazing on this boss. I forget who told me about Kyoku. Maybe it was DeGreer. Either way, if it was you, thank you so much. I was talking to somebody about the Kyoku spot. I don't remember who it was, but they were so clutch, because I tried Duchess, didn't work. I tried so many different champions, did not work. The only one who worked in this spot was Kyoku. It's not completely unkillable. You can see she does take damage, but she's basically unkillable. She keeps that block damage up so much of the fight, it's nearly impossible for her to die. And then Dreng activating the HP burns on the minions activates it on the boss too. So that's really, really amazing. I probably should put Lydia in place of Venus, but I didn't want everyone to revive. So I think that not using Lydia on this boss is a good idea, because your time's going to be slower if you use her, because she's going to revive the whole team. Also with Seer, I think it just can be a little bit sketchy if Seer is doing her A3. So if you have Lydia instead of Venus, go ahead and turn off Seer's A3 to ensure that she doesn't do it. But one of the reasons why Kyoku's great is because she does HP burn, decrease attack, obviously she does the block damage and the ally protection to keep the Drang alive. Even though Drang's an HP-based champion, he's still hard to keep alive here, and apparently I need some more resistance on Kyoku, but I haven't seen this fail, so I don't think it's really that important. So this has been a pretty consistent 3-minute team, and as far as I know, like, there's not that much of a faster team here. Let me know if you have a faster team. We could showcase that on the channel. I don't know what it would be, though, that would be faster and still consistent so you don't die. This is one of the main strategies I've seen, and I think this is the best version. You can get a faster time, but then you have a more risky situation. So let's take a look at those two builds because they're very important. Kyoku in your Defiant and Regen set, and you just want, over 200 speed, a lot of defense and HP. Try to get resistance and accuracy both on her. That's important. The masteries here are very important as well. We come down to Bulwark, and we have this like little zigzag over here, and then this little, Tetrisy piece on the middle. Drang is very similar as well, except he comes down to Oppressor, which is really important. And we kind of got like this healing stuff going on. These masteries are a bit different than what you're used to, so make sure you do that. Again, we have Defiant and Regen here, but I need to get this HP up over like 80, 90,000 for it to really be super consistent while he stays alive to keep my times down. So anyway, that's the stats that I could get. And last but not least, oh no, Plarium, stop trying to make me buy things in the video. 1 second. Okay, last but not least, after that little shenanigans by Plarium there, trying to get me to buy stuff, is Fire Knight. Now, currently, I cannot beat all of the stages in Fire Knight, despite having some okay gear and a good team. This is a really solid team. I think I just need better gear. Probably it's the speeds on my champions. So I'll show you all of the stuff here for their speeds. I have Cardial pretty fast at 247, but maybe that's not fast enough. I have Valk at 242, but again, maybe not fast enough. Tomb Lord 250. The Cold Heart is really not survivable enough. I think I need to build a Cold Heart specifically for this dungeon. And then the TO is definitely a good enough build here. But I'm going to show you where we're at here on stage 5 and show you how this team works. Okay. So on the waves, you're just relying on counterattacks. You're relying on poisons. It's not a fast wave clear, because you need all of these champions for the boss. And man, I have been trying to get Plarium to come down and nerf this dungeon because it's way insanely harder than all the rest by a mile. And currently their stance is, it's okay, don't worry about it, we have no plans to nerf it. So I think that's stupid and a big mistake because people can't farm this. But let me know how you're doing in Fire Knight. It took me a while to just beat stage 1 in Fire Knight. So if you can't beat stage 1 on hard, I feel you. I get it. If you can only beat the first couple like me here, I feel you. I get it. And I'm going to keep trying to get them to decrease the power level here because it's unnecessarily challenging. These are dungeons, we're supposed to farm them, we need reasonable times, and I guarantee you people are spending less money because they can't farm this. So, but anyway, the waves are kind of slow here. All of my times are around 4 minutes for the first 5 stages. it's pretty consistent for all of them. I would imagine if I get my speeds up, that will work for the other stages in this dungeon. But between the fusions and all of the stuff going on in the game lately, I haven't even had time to think about working on this team. This is the best I could do. And I have spent a couple hours on this team, but obviously we're not there yet, okay? I honestly was hoping that we were going to get a nerf to this dungeon, and then I could work on a new team based on that nerf. I guess that's not going to happen for some reason. I don't know. I don't think anybody at Polarium tested this dungeon, because if they did, they would have said it's too hard. Okay, it's too hard. So we got 18 shields to come down with. And the main thing you want to remember is mostly just doing the A1s on everybody as an opening move so that you can get as much hits here. Now, with Valkyrie, you're protected on your shields, and you have the counterattack. So the shield should come right back down after this. And we only have the counterattack on one champion. Interesting. So maybe I misclicked on the AI priorities or so, but we should have that available. I'm not sure why we don't. That's probably one of the reasons why the time is a little bit lower. But on this next go through, it should be okay. I accidentally changed Valkyrie's gear as well, so that's possibly one of the things that is, not optimized here. And like I said, we can definitely get a lot better than this. This is just the team I've been using. I haven't seen this team fail on this level, but again, it's not that close. It's not that quick, excuse me. So we have the counterattacks up now. We have the revive on death, just in case. But now we'll get all of those counterattacks. Cold Heart coming in clutch with the 4-hitter on the A1. And then, oh geez, we had the Heart Seeker into the shield. So a lot of bad RNG on this run. And I'm not sure that we actually want to have Tomb Lord's A3 active. I think it's his A3. Because sometimes it just does nothing. If you can land it on the boss, though, I think it will speed up your run. So maybe it's not consistent at 4 minutes, which I thought. Maybe it's a little bit longer than that, like 4.5, something like that. But like I said, it wins, and that's where you need to start with. It wins, okay? So, is it worth it to run like stages 1 through 5 instead of stage 25? I think yes. But it would really depend on what your time is. If you have 8 minutes or 7 minutes or something, no, you should just run 25. See there, Tomb Lord again with, doing nothing. I don't like that. Do not like that. But he has been landing the poisons regularly on the Fire Knight, so that's helpful as well. I have not seen a run go this long. So I'm guessing this is just some RNG. But either way, we're wrapping this up here. And hopefully you appreciate this information on all of the hard dungeons. Again, let me know what your teams are or critiques for my teams in the comments below as we wrap up the video here. And we are coming close to beating the Fire Knight. One more Heart Seeker would do it. One more ally attack, one more buff explosion. You can see here, best time 426. That was my expectation, that it was an average of around 426. But maybe it's not the average. So, again, let me know what you think in the comments below. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you so much for watching. A lot of you are still not subscribed, so if you made it all the way to the end of the video, thank you, and hit that subscribe button. We'll see you guys in the next video.